Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's edition of NASCAR 06 Total Team Control on the channel. Tonight, we have a doubleheader for you guys this evening. It is the Craftsman Truck Series turn to take the track, and we are at the New Hampshire International Speedway for race number 1, followed by a trip to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for race number 2. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we get into tonight's full race live stream coverage of realistic commentary with the NASCAR video game side of things. Also do that for the real races on the race weekend. And this weekend, the NASCAR Cup Series heads to Watkins Glen. I'll be doing live commentary for that race starting at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday afternoon. But as far as today goes, let's get this racing underway. We have 200 laps, 200 miles in the first race of the evening. I think it's going to be a very interesting time. Our driver Ron Hornaday comes in 5th in the point standings, just over 250 points out of first with just 7 races to go, 5 after both races are done today. So this is a big chance for him to either gain in the point standings and try to close that gap quite a bit, or he can pretty much kiss the championship goodbye. It could go one of those two ways today, and we'll see exactly which one of those two ways it will go. Kevin Harvick fan for life, Asai Zion, Alt, Wade Sawinski, Patrick Chatterley, Cormac, and Wade. I already said Wade. Welcome to the stream, everybody. No practice or qualified for either of the two races tonight, just hopping right into the action. The green flag is going to be in the air, and we are underway as Hornaday spins the tires on the start. Gonna look to take things a little easy. Oh, already got some trucks up the track and into the wall going into turns 1 and 2. That's gonna be a couple positions for Ron Hornaday on lap 1. Underneath the 137 truck on the back straightaway now. Contact in the middle of the pack, 3 by 3 is most of the field through turns 3 and 4. We've got a truck in the outside wall of turn 4. Further back in the field now. Then hopping down to the inside. A lot of bottlenecking going on in the middle of the pack right now as the 133 truck is going to lead lap 1. Hornaday goes 4 wide down to the bottom through turns 3 and 4 as he hooks the apron pretty well all the way through the corner. Still 3 wide off the exit. These guys being very aggressive at the back of the pack in the opening 3 laps of the race. Hornaday's got to go. It's late this season. Trying to feel his truck out. He's really trying to stay away from everybody as much as possible despite going 3 and 4 wide on the bottom lane. Got a lot of grip, at least on these fresh tires at the beginning of the race, to run down on the apron in the middle of the corner. Contact run. Hornaday just got blocked by Bobby Hamilton Sr. It was a bad block by the 04 truck. Now there's more contact up ahead going into the corner. We've seen a lot of bumping and banging going on the short tracks lately over the last handful of races. We saw that at Richmond in the last race as well. And a Richmond winner, Bobby Hamilton Sr. now falling a little bit further back in the pack after that contact with Hornaday. And caution's out. That did not take long. The way all the racing was going on at the back of the pack, I'm surprised it took that long for the first caution to come out. And the 164 gets dumped going into turns 3 and 4, it looked like. Luckily, Hornaday was ahead of it. 3 wide going into the corner. It looked like the truck in the middle clipped the 164 in the left rear corner panel and into the wall with the back bumper first. Goes the 164 truck. So caution is out in the early going of the race today. Hornaday going to stay out, try to keep track position. Todd Kluver, welcome to the stream. Or Todd Kluver, jeez. Reagan fan 6, welcome to the stream. I saw him say Todd Kluver's 8th in points. I called him Todd Kluver. Oh, jeez. Derek Booth, welcome to the stream as well. I'm not feeling right today. I don't know what's going on. Oh. I didn't cause the yellow. Green flag back in the air. Hornaday's having troubles taking off on the restarts. Trying to protect the inside lane right now. And the 30 truck of Chafin overran turns 1 and 2, and he ended up 3 wide on the outside going into turns 1 and 2. On the restart, Hornaday got up to 23rd before the caution. We'll see if it's going to be a lot more cleaner, I guess, now. Oh, maybe not. 3 wide again. Hornaday down in the bottom. 133 truck still in the lead following the restart as he has led the first 8 laps of the race. Mark DeMars, welcome into the stream. See Patrick Shadley saying free spots. Yeah, pretty much. Stacking up going on again. 110 truck making a little contact with one of the trucks in front of him. Hornaday trying to get out of the middle of the pack right now because it is dangerous back here. It's already up to 16th. And it's only lap number 10 as he clears Terry Cook off the exit of turn 2. Cliff Stanley, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the comment, Cliff. A little more spaced out at the front of the field. Spaced out meaning it's more single file and 2 by 2 rather than 3 by 3 and 4 wide like it was at the back. I have to say this 6 truck is feeling very sporty in the early going of this race. Take our first field pass of the day. We'll go up to the 133 truck who is currently in the lead. He's got the 18 all over his back bumper as Chase Montgomery rather in the 18 truck was trying to move Marvin Sheth up out of the way. Sheth holds on to the lead. Gaps Montgomery just a little bit. Sheth's able to grip really well on the apron as well. Does have clean air going for him right now as well compared to Hornaday even. Again, the truck in the Busch Series races a lot shorter. We talk about that pretty much every time. I think that's why you see the intensity in the middle and the back of the pack on the starts like you did see in the very beginning of this race. Knowing it's only a 200 lapper compared to the Cup race tomorrow night is going to be 300 laps. Very good chance this is going to be just a 1 pit stop race today. And Sheth quickly out to about a 1 second lead. And will drive as John Hamilton in the 120 truck now, who is in the 3rd place position. And we'll see if he can get around Chase Montgomery for 2nd. Montgomery blew an engine in the last race and was 2nd in points going in. No longer 2nd place in the standings. Hamilton gets a good drive in the center of the corner. Dive bombs underneath the 18 truck off the exit of turn 4, side by side for 2nd. A full 2nd off the race lead. I saw Kevin Harvick actually qualified pretty well for once as well in the early going. A little slide job by Hamilton, and he'll be able to clear Montgomery off turn 2. Hamilton 3rd in points coming into the day. And we'll see where Kevin Harvick is at in the field, and right now he is in 8th place. Looks like right in front of his teammate Ron Hornaday, so all 4 trucks right now for Kevin Harvick Incorporated looking very fast in the early going. Harvick getting squeezed off turn 2. The 153 truck is really trying to side draft him on the back straightaway. Harvick flatlines it into the corner underneath Kluver and passes him for 6th place. Points leader Ricky Craven in 5th, just up ahead. Got to make sure Craven doesn't lead any laps today, if at all possible. He's currently trying to pass Brandon Witt for 4th. Kevin Harvick with a good run through 3 and 4 gets to the inside of Ricky Craven off the exit of the corner. We'll go back to Ron Hornaday in the 6th truck, who is in the 9th place position, looking to make a pass. Kevin Harvick on the inside of Ricky Craven is going to move up to 5th. All 4 KHI trucks in the top 8, and I think collectively we haven't really seen this season where all 4 trucks are inside the top 10, or at least in the early going of the race. If they could keep this speed up, they could really take control of this one. And with 3 of their trucks inside the top 6 in points coming into the race today, there's a very good chance they could really close in on Craven. Especially Sheth, who's led the first 20 laps. Yeah, I didn't know how your account got banned. I did unban it yesterday after the stream because I saw you put something in the chat about it. Somebody else mentioned something about their account being banned too. I know I didn't do it. At least I don't think I did. It might have been on accident if I did it. I don't know how. Hornaday quickly getting around his teammate Kevin Harvick for position. Harvick well outside the top 20 in the point standings compared to his teammates. Just can't get a hold of these race trucks right now, it seems like, compared to the cars. And Hornaday up to 4th. Motivating his way through the field. You wouldn't think he started in last place. Ahead of that early caution. And he is quickly closing in on Chase Montgomery for 3rd. Montgomery trying to get to the inside of John Hamilton. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Ron Hornaday on the inside of the 18 truck. And pulls quickly to the inside of the 120 off the exit of turn 2 as he quickly clears Montgomery. 1, 2, 3 for Kevin Harvick Incorporated, and their 4th truck is back in the 6th place position of Kevin Harvick himself. Ron Hornaday up to 2nd place off turn 4 on John Hamilton, and he is coming after Marvin Shepp for the lead and fast. Even after starting at the tail, a chance to lead the most laps. How fast this 6th truck is in the early going. Side by side for the lead on the back straightaway. And in just 24 laps, even with a caution in the early going, Ron Hornaday is going to take the lead off turn 4. And he'll lead his first lap of the race to score 5 bonus points today at New Hampshire. 7 races to go for himself to try and dig out of this points gap. 253 points out of first coming into the race today. In fact, he's actually still 83 points out of 4th yet on Chase Montgomery, who just blew an engine at Richmond in the last race. Hornaday coming off a 2nd place finish. He's had 4 straight finishes in the top 3, so Hornaday is peaking at the right time. But was he too far back in the points by the time he started peaking, as he's looking to keep his hot streak alive? Hornaday's already out to 1 second lead, and he just took the lead 2 laps ago. This is an absolute rocket ship of a race truck, and the fact that there was no practice or qualifying, he nailed the setup. I will say I have raced the Cup Series and the Busch Series at New Hampshire, and I dominated both of those races. I don't think I was this fast compared to the rest of the field like I am in this truck race with Ron Hornaday, though, right now. It is amazing how this truck has just got the grip and the speed. He's able to run the apron all the way through the corner. You can't really do that on most tracks in this game without getting sideways, but that is an added advantage right now for the 6. It's going to be interesting to see how much his tires are going to wear over the course of the long run by running that tightly in the middle of the corner. We'll see. It's honestly teamwork that makes a dreamer. Yeah, really. And we are seeing these Kevin Harvick Incorporated trucks all being fast today. And Hornaday, the one that started deepest in the field, is the one that is out in front already. Chet was able to lead the first 23 laps before Hornaday took the lead at lap 24. So that's kind of the marker Hornaday needs to get out to. Now the best thing, or the only other thing we really have to look out for from now to the end of the race is, can these drivers make it on just one pit stop? Nobody pitted under that first caution on lap 3. It's very early in the race. The time of the yellow yet. And we'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time today. The way those drivers were off the start of the race, I wouldn't doubt that that is going to be the last caution we will see today. Cormac, welcome back into the stream. Order the team to block Craven. I will later in the race. If I'm going to do it, I actually kind of want to wait for Kevin Harvick to get up there, because just in case I don't win the championship, I would like one of the Kevin Harvick Incorporated trucks to win. And John Hamilton's probably got a better shot than I do. I mean, we're still going to have to catch him in points too, so trust me when I say I'm racing everybody equally right now, but yeah, we'll wait on that at least for now. I'm not going to quite switch to those guys yet. Heck, I might actually be able to do it myself if I get up through the field quickly enough. If Hornaday keeps this pace up throughout the long run, this is going to be insane. He's got over a 4-second lead already. He just took the lead 9 laps ago. Every 2 to 3 laps, he's pulling away another second. It makes me think of the Cars intro. The original Cars intro was Speed, I am Speed. Hornaday is Speed tonight. Mile and a halves have been tricky on this game though, so it'll be interesting when the trucks go to Vegas for the first time in the next race of the doubleheader, how that's going to pan out. Hornaday trying to cut the points lead down. All 36 trucks still in the race as far as I know following that first accident. There were only 2 trucks that were involved in the accident itself. Corey Freet, welcome into the stream. Missed the old Las Vegas layout, yep, and that will be the old Las Vegas, Flat Vegas. And I believe it's a night race for the Truck Series. The Busch and the Cup race earlier in the season were in the daytime. And I think the Truck Series race is much later in the year, because if I'm not mistaken, I think they ran a doubleheader with IndyCar at the time. No lap traffic yet through 38 laps for the front of the field. Almost wondering if Hornaday would have gotten to lap traffic by now if he would have started on the pole. Marvin Sheth wasn't too far behind him in points too, in the 6th place position in the standings. So him leading laps pretty important. I definitely wouldn't count the top 6 out of points yet. But they're really going to have to start closing that gap down pretty soon. You don't want to go into that last race of the year over 100 points out of first and just kind of hoping for Craven to get in a wreck or something like that just to win the championship. I mean, it's not impossible that that could happen. We'll blow an engine whatever the case. We saw the second place driver points blown engine in the last race. I'm not going to doubt that Ricky Craven is going to run these last 7 races without a problem as well. In my opinion, what's the best NASCAR game ever? My personal favorite is NASCAR 05. But of the games that I've played on the channel, honestly, NASCAR Thunder 04, which I didn't play much of when I was younger, I really like that game. It's really a toss-up between those two, honestly. It's hard to vote that over NASCAR 05. I will say the addition with the truck, the Busch, the modified series, and then even the ability to actually race some of the production cars. There were more features for sure in NASCAR 05 versus NASCAR 04. The career mode, I wouldn't say the career mode was more in depth. Like the career mode in NASCAR Thunder 04 was good, but it was kind of the same thing every single season. At least like in NASCAR 06, you know, you jump your way through the series, but then at some point in time you can own a car in every series if you had enough money saved up from your earnings in your actual driving career, driving for other teams based off of contracts. The on-track racing, I think, was a little bit better in NASCAR 04 than NASCAR 05. I felt like you had a lot more grip in your race car in 05. Like, it was very hard for me to make a mistake. Like an actual driving error. Like NASCAR 06, you guys have seen me make a lot of driving errors, I feel. Well, not like a whole lot. Well, probably a lot more than NASCAR 05 for sure, but NASCAR Thunder 04 was kind of on par, really, with NASCAR 06 and how hard it was to drive. So when we ran NASCAR 05 for like a year on the channel with, you know, obviously NASCAR Heat 5 at the time and also NASCAR 21 Ignition, it had been, you know, over a year before we started this series and this gameplay of NASCAR 6 on the channel where it felt hard to drive a car again, and not because it was the physics that was bad on the game making it hard to drive like NASCAR 21 Ignition. No, it was like the actual car itself. Like, you had grip early in the run, but as the run carries on, you're running out of grip fast. And it wasn't overly challenging. NASCAR Cup Series 2311 Racing, welcome to the stream. So running high 28s, yeah. His tires are not falling off much right now in the 6 truck. Trying to get to lap 50 before running halfway out of fuel so that way he can potentially make this on one stop, which again, I think most of the field will be able to do. And I'm sure that caution in the early going is going to help as well. So actually, Hornaday probably wants to make it more towards lap 53, 54, just to make sure he can make it to the end on fuel. Otherwise, you're going to maybe have to hope for another caution in the second half of the race after you hit pit road. 28.730, that last lap, just over a 10-second lead already for Hornaday in race 1 of our doubleheader. I did start the stream a little earlier, but that's because I was cramming 2 races into the same stream tonight, the doubleheader. I got off of work a little early. I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let's get 2 races. And especially with Vegas being a standalone race, because I don't race there for the Cup or Busch Series again. I believe that's actually the same weekend that Cup Series was in Talladega, if I'm not mistaken. As far as when I first saw NASCAR, I always tell people that I really have no clue exactly what the first race I ever watched was or can remember watching. Because I've pretty much been in front of a TV with NASCAR on, at least like at my grandparents' house, since I can remember. As far as like being old enough to remember watching NASCAR, I can remember some stuff from like 2003, 2004. A lot more stuff from like 04, personally. I can remember vividly like where I was at when I watched the spring Atlanta race, for instance, in 04 between... Oh no, that was 05, my bad. With Edwards and Johnson. But I can Remember like the 04 championship pretty vividly too. In that championship race. Billy Carjoy, welcome into the stream. Got 12 likes on the stream right now, 16 people currently watching. Little Nash truck action on the channel tonight. We are at lap 50. It will be a quarter of the way home this time by the start-finish line as Ron Hornaday continues to lead. And all four Kevin Harvick Incorporated trucks are out towards the front of the field right now. Last we know, Kevin Harvick was the worst running of the four in the 6th place position. And then it was a 1-2-3 running order for KHI the last we checked, with Hornaday obviously in the lead. Marvin Scheff was in 2nd and John Hamilton was in 3rd. So right at lap 51, Hornaday is hit halfway out of field. That's very interesting because it looks like it could potentially be a fuel mileage race today. You would think that he might be pacing about a half a lap to the good on fuel to make it on one stop, but remember we had a caution and 3 caution laps that were ran earlier in the day. Truck's running like Gordon Express. Yeah, we are looking like Jeff Gordon in the 90s. A little glitch off the apron there. That happens from time to time at this track, and luckily Hornaday was able to keep the car from spinning out. Right when he was underneath the 117 truck trying to put him a lap down. Good thing it didn't throw him into him. I want to be careful on the apron off the exit of turn 4 specifically. 1 and 2, that glitch isn't there. That glitch has been there since NASCAR Thunder 2004, I've noticed. I get to play the new NASCAR game, NASCAR Ride? No, because I think it's on Nintendo Switch. I don't have a Switch, so I don't plan on playing it. I will get the season update though with NASCAR 21 Ignition. Get the 22 season update. So I plan on doing a season or 2 of that when it comes out. The next gen cars and the updated roster and schedule. Get the Gordon. I honestly didn't get your Thomas and Friends reference. Oh man. Truck way up the racetrack going into turn 3. That's going to make an easy pass for Hornaday to put that truck a lap down through 3 and 4. A lot of trucks struggling in traffic, especially when they're right behind another racetrack. 106 going a bit wide in the middle of the corner. It leaves them 3 wide down the back straightaway from the exit of turn 2. And they'll still be 3 wide into turn 3. Size E, welcome to the stream. Well, I mean, I know you were in on another account, but welcome back on your original account. Oh, jeez. Hornaday thought he was clear. Off the exit of turn 2, he didn't see the truck at first, so he just body slammed the lap truck on his outside and stuffed him in the wall. Luckily, we stayed green from that. I know I'm quick. I guess I'm not that quick. I thought I had him cleared. He disappeared off the screen there for a little bit, and that was just because he was so much wider than Hornaday in the middle of the corner. Can alternate through the different camera angles one more time yet in today's race. Well, we saw 4 wide racing earlier at New Hampshire. Of all tracks. Don't see that too much, I guess. Granted, it was off the initial start, but still. And we've got 3 wide in the middle of turns 1 and 2 that time as Hornaday is mowing through this field a second time. The first time to get to the lead, and the second time now as he's putting these trucks a lap down for the first time. "60 laps, all led by Kevin Harvick Incorporated Race Trucks. 28.663 was the lap time that last lap for the 6 of Hornaday. He's already got over half a track lead over second place. Not fighting the wheel at all in the middle of the corner. He's able to run so low off the exit of the corner as well as in the middle. That's just how much grip he has, so he's then up making the track a lot shorter than what it actually is. Which is why he's gaining so much time, and a lot of that time is right off the exit of turn 2 because it's a little bit of a wider back straightaway compared to the front straightaway. Front straightaway a lot more narrow. Plus he's trying to stay off the apron off the very exit of turn 4 so he doesn't risk having that glitch again where he's kind of pops up on the right side tires. The left side's come up off the ground like he's hitting the curb. Get away with it in the middle of the corner, but he's got to move up right before the exit. Like he did that time and has continuously done so. Go back to the far chase cam for the rest of race 1 of our doubleheader this afternoon. Hendrick fans, welcome into the stream. I will update the point standings, by the way, at the top of the screen in between races before we get started with that second race at Vegas. I'll also be starting at the rear of the field in that one also. 178 truck can overdrive the corner. He'll fall a lap down. He'll also lose the free pass position. And actually, no, he does get back in line quick enough to hold on to the free pass position, at least until Ron Hornaday catches the next truck in front of him, who looks like it is Bobby Hamilton Sr., who is now the last truck on the lead lap, and a long line of trucks right now coming up for Hornaday to lap. Jeez, that scared me. That one scared me a lot more. I thought I got up on the track a little higher that time. I guess I didn't. That was more of the rear tires that came up off the ground that time. Front tires stayed plain and the rear tires came up off the ground. Oh, jeez. My heart sank there for a second. I thought we were barrel rolling. Why 5 p.m. start time tonight? It's just because I wanted to get 2 races in with the doubleheader. I got off of work pretty early today. It's kind of an early day. They were sending people home because we didn't have as many trucks on lot. So at our warehouse. Slide job getting into the corner. Bobby Hamilton was really holding Ron Hornaday pretty tightly, and I think Hamilton got the wall off the exit of turn 4 pretty hard at that. "19-second lead for Ron Hornaday. Right in line behind his teammate Kevin Harvick right now. And we're about to take our second field pass of the race. And we'll go to Kevin Harvick in the 92 truck currently. Try to get him further up ahead of the race leader. Harvick's fallen back. He was in 6th place at the very beginning, but it doesn't look like he's got a great long-run race truck. Let's see if we can get more out of his truck than he has so far. Couple spots gained on that first lap, driving us to 92 again. Up to 14th. This will be our final field pass of race 1 of our doubleheader. 3 wide off the exit of turn 2 for Harvick. All 3 spots are up for grabs. And they will remain 3 wide, it looks like, going into the corner. Harvick actually got around another truck as well. Now he's going to get blocked off the exit of turn 4. Quickly has a shot to get back inside the top 10. Big run going into the corner. Forces the 64 truck to make a mistake. And Kevin Harvick is right back in the top 10 again. We'll go to John Hamilton in the 120 truck next. Currently, Hamilton is in 3rd place. Marvin Chet has fallen way back then, because it looks like Chase Montgomery's in 2nd. So Hamilton's going to try to run down the 18 then. Ron Hornaday continues to lead and has led the most laps so far in tonight's race. First race, of course. Second race at Vegas, I think, is going to be a lot more competitive, knowing that I struggle on the mile and a half. And I keep saying it. I struggle on the mile and a half, but I just don't win on them. I run pretty consistent. Usually I have like top 10 speed, and that's about it. I will mute it when I update the points. I don't want the stream get taken down again. Copyright. Montgomery going to race pretty cleanly with John Hamilton. He sees the 120 truck coming. Hamilton drives it in really deep through turns 3 and 4, and he's going to clear him. John Hamilton up to 2nd place off the exit of turn 4. One more lap will go to Marvin Chet in the field. In that 133 truck, I'd imagine he's in the top 10. Just not sure exactly where he's at. Chet is currently in 6th place. Where he runs. Chance to pick up a couple positions, though, as he's underneath Brandon Witt off the exit of turn 4. And Chet in 1 and 2 will also get around Ricky Craven for 4th place. Craven's had good speed today. He's kind of been around 4th or 6th most of the day. For Express, welcome to the stream. We'll go back to Ron Hornaday on this next lap. He's continuously working in lap traffic. So all Kevin Harvick Incorporated trucks are back inside the top 10 as we run. Lap 80, Hornaday still in the lead. John Hamilton was able to close that gap a little bit while we were in 2nd. We saw the 04 truck kind of overrun the corner. Hornaday looking to lap to 86 next. Old passes help Hornaday points-wise. Yes, it does. Two drivers that were first and second in points. Quarter tank of gas left right now for the 6. This is a potential fuel mileage race today. That's one other thing that Hornaday might have to worry about. He's got good pace, though. And I'm almost wondering that if a caution comes out in the second half of the race, I think he can get away with pitting to make sure he's got enough fuel to the end in the final 100 laps and get to the front, because it only took him 24 laps to get to the lead the first time. So as long as we have a restart with probably 30 or more laps to go, I think he can get away with pitting, knowing that he can make enough fuel to the end no matter what. Plus he'll have fresher tires, so he might actually get through the field even quicker than that. Plus there's so many trucks a lap down as it is right now anyway that there isn't even going to be as many trucks to pass his next time through the field compared to the first time. He's got a 17-second lead right now. Just 83 laps in. He didn't take the lead again until lap 24, so in the last 49 laps, he's been able to gap second place by 17 seconds. Hornaday should make it on one stop. I hope so. Deborah Renshaw blocking Ryan Hornaday down on the bottom of the track in turns 3 and 4. She's going to go up the track into the side of whoever that was on the outside, one of the fantasy trucks. And I think the fantasy truck got in the wall off turn 4 as well after Renshaw basically stuffed him into the wall to gain a position. And stayed on the lead lap for about an extra straightaway, and that was about it. Now she'll go a lap down anyway off turn 2. There's Kevin Harvick, so Ron Hornaday is already about lapped inside the top 10 if he hasn't already. Oh, problems! Kevin Harvick has blown an engine in the top 10. He's still on the racetrack right now. What a tough break. He's having one of his best runs of the season. Hornaday just got to the outside of him and barely kept it off the truck, who was still on the outside of him as he actually had to go 3 wide up the middle to miss the 92. Problems for Kevin Harvick, having one of his best runs of the season. He's only got 2 top 10s this year. He's having a Michael Waltrip Cup Series-like season with the season he's had so far. He's had a lot of mechanical failures. He's been trapped a lap down during green flag pit stops a lot this year. He's had speed. And another race where he has speed today to at least get a top 10 again, and has another issue. I believe that is the second driver to have an engine failure today. There's somebody else on pit road, but I didn't see who it was that blew an engine. Well, that's another truck that went a lap down at the hands of Hornaday, I guess. And it's unfortunate, too, because overall on speed, this is the best Kevin Harvick Incorporated has looked as a team with all 4 trucks in a race so far this season. Now, Kevin Harvick led a lot of laps at Martinsville earlier this year, and that was one of his 2 top 10 finishes. And we still run at Martinsville a second time in the Truck Series, so that could be an opportunity where he could finally get that first win of the season. Elijah Buddy Jenkins, welcome to the stream. I'm sure we're going to be seeing some trucks hit pit road right around the halfway mark. It's going to be interesting to see who pits before halfway, who pits maybe within a couple laps after halfway. I'm sure most of the field's going to pit like almost right at lap 100. I'd have to imagine. I don't have any kids. I am not married either. 20.5 second lead for Ron Hornaday. Closing in. A couple more trucks at the tail end of the lead lap. Bill Lester. And then one of the fantasy trucks kind of squeezing him right now on the racetrack. Hornaday hits his marks, and he's right in line behind Lester on the front straightaway. Pulls out of line. He'll look to the inside into turn 1. And he'll put the number 22 Techers truck a lap down. Think you'll win at Daytona? Well, if you have my super speedway prowess, probably not, but I mean, I take that back. I'm good on the super speedways in the NASCAR Heat Series, just not so much in the EA Sports Game Series. I feel like I run well, and then for whatever reason, I get those last 50 to 100 laps of the race, and something stupid happens, like a caution at the wrong time puts me back in traffic, or a wreck happens in front of me I get caught up in, or something silly. How about as much luck at Daytona as Kyle Busch? I just haven't broken my leg yet. That'd be kind of hard to do virtually, but I'll probably find a way. I'll probably like have to get up to like refill my water one of these races or something, and just like roll my ankle or something. Trying to get up out of my seat. Well, obviously I like NASCAR. My favorite driver is Ryan Blaney. In this time period, it was Greg Biffle. Got another slow truck on the back straightaway right now. Another driver has blown an engine. And it is a fantasy driver in the 119. So 3 drivers have blown an engine all of a sudden over the last 20 laps. These engines are starting to turn into ticking time bombs. And by the way, Hornaday's really low on fuel. At lap 94, he kind of got to the fuel gauge being in the dark red. As he drives to the inside of Brandon Witt. Bentley Potts, welcome to stream. Happy Harvick. Yeah, he's not too happy after this first race. Blowing an engine. Brandon Witt was in 6th place. Only the top 5 remain on the lead lap, and I believe the points leader, Ricky Craven, is the next car in front of Ron Hornaday. Yeah, I see the fuel gauge. It's only a 1 mile track, so I could probably get away with running a few laps with it. Like that. I could usually get away with like 2 laps at Daytona. That's a 2.5 mile track. Got our first drivers on pit road right now. 24.4 second lead currently. Hornaday to the inside of Craven. Clears him off the exit of turn 2, and he's going to try to hold him up. This is one way to save fuel. Saving fuel, and he's holding up the points leader, Ricky Craven, in the process. Craven tries to move him out of the way in turns 3 and 4. This is an interesting tactic of trying to save gas. Craven down to the bottom. Hornaday continues to block. Oh my goodness. He is losing spots on the outside. It's similar to the end of the Bristol race just a couple races ago, where Hornaday had costed Craven about 6 positions at the end of the race. All in trying to gain points on the points leader and not make him mad at the same time. Mad meaning him being a rival. He's going down to the apron to pass Hornaday. We're pulling a Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin on Ross Chastain. And Hornaday's got to be saving a lot of fuel because he is barely in the gas all the way around this 1 mile racetrack. Hornaday going way up the track that time. Hornaday might have went a little bit too far wide. Craven down to the bottom. And Hornaday is going to park it right in front of the 99 again. And there's a little contact going into turn 3 this time. Hornaday's going to go one more lap. 100 to go. This is one way to save a lot of fuel right now. He still has about a 14-second lead. He has given up 8 seconds of time, and Craven has given up a lot of positions right now. Everybody else is able to get on by Hornaday. Hornaday parking it again. Still out of the gas, still out of the gas. Outside of the racetrack. Nobody's getting by now. Oh no, he's out of fuel. He went one lap too long. Trying to play shenanigan games. He wanted to pit that time, but he had a truck to his inside. And so he couldn't pit. And now he's got to limp it all the way around this 1 mile racetrack. He's going to try to get a push from the 123 truck, who is coming out of the pit lane and is right in line behind him. This might help a little bit. He went quite a ways. It looks like Bill Lester's going to take the lead now. Oh, okay, there we go. There's a little contact. He's going to take a shortcut now. As long as Hornaday makes it onto pit road, he'll be all right. He's taking the access road right now to try and get there. He got a little push before he moved down. Very risky trying to cost Ricky Craven a bunch of positions, and it backfired very quickly. And it looks like Hornaday will be able to make it into the pits. That was a costly mistake there, trying to play some games. 4 tires and fuel, no adjustments on the 6 truck. I will say there's a good chance, or at least a better chance, that Hornaday's going to make it on fuel to the end of the race now, because he was able to go to lap 102, even though he was coasting it around that entire length of the racetrack. That was the worst time to run out of gas, was when he was checking up the field. And now there's a mistake on the pit stop as the right rear tire changer is having troubles trying to get the right rear tire on the race truck. Oh, this is such a slow stop for Hornaday. Look at the time at the bottom of the screen. 20.4 seconds on pit road. On top of what went down there, and that is a costly set of circumstances for Ron Hornaday. That couldn't have gone down any worse. And now he's 2 laps down. I don't think... he'll get 1 lap back because the 22 truck of Bill Lester hasn't pit yet. So Lester's staying out to get some bonus points. I know you guys told me. I was trying to hold up Craven as much as possible. I actually wanted to pit that time. But I was thinking the truck that I was holding up on the inside as well as the 99, I wasn't trying to hold him up. I was trying to hold up the 99 of Craven, which I did. But in the process of doing that, somebody else got held up on the inside. And he was trying to get around me going into the corner, so I tried to give him a little room, and I was scared to pull down and turn myself in front of him. Brandon Witt able to... oh, no, he didn't get 5 bonus points. Looks like John Hamilton actually led that lap at the line right before Brandon Witt would have led at the start-finish line, so I don't think Witt got any bonus points there. He's second in points. I will say the only good news is with Hornaday losing a bunch of spots is the fact that Ricky Craven obviously lost a bunch of spots too. Hornaday needs this thing to stay green though. He's got a fast race truck. I do think he can get back on the lead lap. I don't think he's going to make up all that time. We'll see. And it's not a guarantee that everybody can make it on field to the end of the race. And I will say the drivers, obviously, that were able to go much past lap 100 are going to have a better chance of being able to make it to the end. I mean, yeah, that's true. That helps John Hamilton a lot. Because now John Hamilton's in the lead. And Ricky Craven got held up. I mean, Craven's probably outside the top 15 now. He was in 5th. Not anymore. Toy cars. They're not toys, they're die-cast. They're not toys, they're action figures. But yeah, those are die casts hanging up on the wall behind me. Alright, well, it's down to business now for Hornaday. He's going to have to stay on the apron all the way through 3 and 4 and just hope that glitch doesn't happen. And if it does, hopefully it's not anything major like it was those first 2 times. So he needs to push to the end. There's going to be drivers trying to save fuel. He's got to hope he can make it on fuel to the end of the race. He's only going to have to go 98 laps this time. He went 102 before, but he also had 3 laps ran under the caution, so realistically he only went about 99 laps. The big thing is that he needs to get back on the lead lap. Hornaday needs to get back on the lead lap before a caution comes out. So that way, if the yellow does come out, at least he can get right back in this race. On the restart, he could potentially pit for fresh tires as well. But if he doesn't get his lap back before a potential caution comes out in these final 90 laps, then I don't know that he is going to win this race. If he would have ran out of gas on the back straightaway, I think he would have been alright, because he might have actually been able to stay on the lead lap, knowing he had a 22.5 second lead, but because he ran out while going only about 90 miles an hour off the exit of turn 4, that was the worst place on the racetrack to run out. He's also lucky it's a 1 mile racetrack and it wasn't anything bigger, because otherwise he would not have been able to make it back to the pits. And he would have DNF'd. .96, a 4 laps short. Wouldn't I technically be 2 laps short though? Oh geez, I got a little too low that time. I think he clipped the grass with the left side tires, and I got the 6 truck a bit loose off the exit of turn 4. Held on to it. I want to get as close to the grass as possible without touching it. You touch it, you get a little loose. So Hornaday did that time. Cody Ware better than Richard Petty. So it sounds like the 178 truck who blew an engine earlier in the race is going to be back out on the racetrack. He was one of the 3 trucks that had an engine failure. One of the 4 trucks it looks like that had an engine failure. I guess there was 3. I saw the 119 blow an engine. We obviously saw Kevin Harvick blow an engine. 178 had problems earlier. I don't know who the other truck was that would have had an engine failure. Didn't get to see who it was. Hornaday up to 28th. I think that was a position on Shigeki Hattori in the 9 truck. And there's the 178 who's very slow on the outside of the racetrack, down a cylinder. Hornaday going to get around him. He's going to have to watch out for him probably about every 8 to 10 laps. My least favorite driver? I mean, yeah, definitely a big risk going down there. Cost him a lot of momentum on the front stretch. He was able to block the 117 truck, keep him behind him, and that pass was for position on the 117 as well, so that moves Hornaday up to 27th. It is Ryan Blaney. No, Blaney's my favorite driver, not my least favorite. I don't really have a least favorite, honestly. Ben Rhodes has kind of cleaned up his act, otherwise I probably would have said him. That was mainly just for the 2 races late last season, or not last season, but the season before that, 2020, when he right hooked Christian Eckes at Texas on the front stretch. Got in a violent accident. And then the very next weekend at Martinsville, he proceeded to run his teammates into the wall trying to win the race and make it to the championship 4. On the final overtime restart with Enfinger. I think he did it with Johnny Sauter too, the restart before that. Why do I feel like Richard Petty doesn't even know who Cody Ware is, even though Cody Ware races full-time in the Cup Series and Petty is still live and at the track more weekends than not? I feel like that's a thing. I feel like if you asked Richard Petty about Cody Ware, he'd probably be like, who's that? Hornaday about to make up his lap on John Hamilton. Looks like Hamilton's kind of getting held up in lap traffic right now because Chase Montgomery and Marvin Sheth in second and third place are not too far behind him. Four more trucks to pass for Ron Hornaday to get back on the lead lap. 80 laps to go. Hornaday gets by Sheth. Oh, contact! Oh my goodness, almost went around with Chase Montgomery off turn 4. Sheth is going to move up a spot. That means Kevin Harvick Incorporated is running 1-2 at the front of the field again. And the 178 truck is now on the outside lane. It looks like he's going to hold Sheth up on the back straightaway. There's a little contact between the lap truck who is on the outside of Montgomery. I think he squeezed that lap truck into the wall, and that caused Montgomery to get loose. And when he got loose, there was nowhere for the 6 truck to go. It was right behind him off the exit of the turn, and Hornaday got into him and nearly turned him. Great save by Montgomery on the front straightaway, even though it costed him a position, and allows for John Hamilton to get an even bigger lead. Contact to look like Hamilton moves Terry Cook up out of the way. 3 wide off the exit of turn 4. And Cook did a great job backing out of it, not wanting to be 3 wide middle in that situation. Hornaday trying to get through this scrum of lap traffic right now. He's passing a lot of them for position, and he's got the race leader in his grasp of John Hamilton. Little slide job getting into the corner, and power slides his way by John Hamilton, all clear off turn 4. So 19th place in the last truck on the lead lap right now is Ron Hornaday. He's 29 seconds off the race lead. And he's got 75 laps to go this time by to try to make up as many positions as he can to the end of this race, following running out of gas at lap 102. Trying to stretch his fuel tank as far as he possibly could in hopes of hopefully making it to the end of this race on one stop. There's quite a few drivers that aren't going to be able to make it. We don't know who will, who won't. We don't even know necessarily that Hornaday will be able to make it to the end, but I don't think he can afford to save now like he was saving at the end of the last run. And he saved quite a bit because he was able to go at least 1 lap further than what it was originally looking like he could go. Maybe even more than that. And there's Ricky Craven right now. So Craven is back in the 17th place position and towards the tail end of the lead lap. About to be the second to last car on the lead lap once Hornaday passes him for a spot. Hornaday going to try not to wreck Craven, but he moves him up out of the way. And huge bump and run that time from Ron Hornaday to Ricky Craven. He is toying around with Craven a lot in this race. I would not be surprised if Craven's going to be upset in the races to come. But Hornaday's doing whatever he can to try and eat into that championship lead. It might seem petty, but he's going for it in the 178 on the outside lane off the exit of turn 2. Hornaday trying to trap some of these trucks on the outside on the back straightaway as he moves up to 14th. He was in 29th place, 1 lap down when he cycled off of pit road. Now was on the lead lap, but he's still 25 seconds off the lead. And looking to pass Hamilton now for 13th into turns 1 and 2. Bobby Hamilton Sr., that is. And he'll get around him. I don't necessarily think Ron Hornaday is out of this race yet. And the more spots he can pick up, knowing that Ricky Craven might finish outside the top 10. This is huge. Remember, Hornaday also led a lot of laps in this race already. So there could potentially be a chance that he could actually clinch the most laps led in today's race. Although if John Hamilton leads to the end, I don't think Hornaday's going to get the most laps led. I feel like John Hamilton would. That was a lap car who was on the outside that Hornaday just passed for position. He's underneath Kluver. This is for a spot. Kluver comes down the track and makes contact with Hornaday off turn 4. That seemed like it was a little uncalled for. I'm not sure exactly why he did that. Maybe he got loose. I don't know. Stalled the 6 truck out just a little bit, but he was able to pass in the next corner. It's a good thing Hornaday had such a big lead, though, earlier in the race that when he ran out of gas and lost a lap, and we know he has speed to try and make up as much of that time as he can. But he had lapped up to 5th place prior to him trying to save gas and stall out Craven at the end of that first run. Another gigantic bounce off the invisible curb on the inside of turn 4 at New Hampshire. 4th time we've seen that. We saw that in the Cup race and in the Busch race. I think it only happened to me once in both of those races. It's happened 4 times already in this one. We've got another truck bloated engine. It looks like Shigeki Hattori, and Hattori was in the top 10. So that's going to be another spot for Hornaday to move him up to 10th place on the back straightaway. Imagine being in 10th place and still being 21.3 seconds off the lead on a short track. That is where Ron Hornaday is running right now with 65 laps to go, as he is trying to make up as much time as he can to potentially still win this race and hold up Craven like he did earlier in the day in the process. 178 on the outside. It's already going to be the 3rd time Hornaday is going to catch him. Hornaday's had no problems trying to get around him. We've seen some other drivers have issues. It looked like Renshaw got held up going into turn 3 a bit. And Hornaday may have a chance to get around Renshaw for position next lap. 28.531 that last lap for Hornaday. He is digging right now and running some of his best laps of the race. It looks to the inside of Renshaw for 9th. Clear off turn 4. .472 that last lap for Hornaday. That might be his best lap of the race. I don't think I've seen a 28.4 so far. Hauling the mail right now. Don't forget, we still have a second race of the doubleheader yet. I didn't give you guys a trivia question for race 1, but that is because I do have a question planned for race 2 tonight. So will be a trivia question, but it will be at the halfway mark in race 2 of the doubleheader. .61 laps to go. Still over half a track off the lead. But considering the time gained already, you have to imagine some of these guys are saving fuel though too. You would have to think that these drivers are saving fuel. So I don't think Hornaday would be running this pace that he is right now if it wasn't for that, as he has a big skip off the exit of turn 4 for a 5th time today. 60 laps to go. He's taking the risk, hoping that that doesn't completely wreck him. He's had such great handling in the race truck that he is trusting every time he hits that it doesn't wreck his truck, as he is just in a dire situation of trying to get as much time as he possibly can. Shuts the door on the 117 truck on the front straightaway. Contact as he gets by him for position. Imagine Ryan Newman won the 2014 championship just one spot away from winning it. Yeah, I was pulling for him, honestly. Because honestly, at the time, I thought it would have been cool to see a driver win a championship without winning a race. Now, granted, he would have won the last race of the year, so I guess he would have had one win, but for that reason, I was pulling for him. Three-quarters of a second faster a lap. The fact that we're in the same equipment, too. But that's also making me think that they're going to have a lot better chance of trying to make it on fuel to the end of the race, also. That's another pass for position. Hornaday to P8. I think Bill Lester's for a position just up ahead as well. .28.522 that last lap. 178 truck on the outside, 3 wide to get around him on the bottom. Brandon Wake got held up again by the 178 truck. I think it's the second time he's gotten held up. Hornaday going to get around him for a position. And he is going to also get around Witt for a spot. So now Hornaday's up to 6th place. A side draft on the truck on his outside off turn 4. I'm not sure if this is for position or not. It may be. Deep dive into turn 1. He's very close to that inside wall on corner entry. Slides up. Side draft to the middle of the corner. Clear off the exit of turn 2. Hornaday is rebounded back to the top 5. Killer speed in this race truck tonight. Witt's going to get another spot up to 6th. He's got a shot to close that points gap down quite a bit. I think he actually made contact in the middle of the corner with the truck on his outside. Aggressively trying to get back up to 6th place. Windows open to make it to the end of the race. I really don't want to pit again. I think you got to be committed to staying out to the end of the race unless a caution comes out, then you pit. But for right now, you've got to stay out to the end. We got trouble off of turn 4. One truck saves it after contact. That's going to move Hornaday up to 4th. I think that was a lead lap truck that was trying to pass a lap truck on the outside. And there was contact. That was similar to what happened to Chase Montgomery earlier. Before Hornaday got into the left rear corner panel while turning Montgomery. Well, I'd say he got more out of shape, but we just about saw our second caution of the race. Hornaday didn't skip a beat, though, on the front straightaway, getting around him, and he's less than 10 seconds off the lead at the line with 52 to go. And he'll easily get by the lap truck through 1 and 2, and he's got a lot more clean air in front of him. Halfway on fuel at lap 149. It is not looking like Hornaday is going to make it to the end. He's going to have to back it up if he's going to want to make it and still win this race, but he's still 9 seconds off the lead, so he can't really afford to back it up already. He's got to get there first, and then probably try to build a little bit of a gap after that as well, or hope that the top 3 don't have enough fuel to make it to the end and win the race that way. Could keep pushing and just hope for a caution. I mean, we've seen a couple instances over the last 20 or so laps where we've almost seen a wreck. I'm surprised we've only had one caution today way back at lap 3. We didn't have more because we've seen a lot of contact with a lot of different trucks throughout the course of tonight's race. Fuel mileage race at New Hampshire with 7 races to go to crowning a Truck Series champion on the season-long points format. It's been a very intriguing race, to say the least, so far today, based off of the fuel strategy and just other shenanigans, I guess, that Hornaday was trying to play, trapping Ricky Craven back in 18th place, the last we know of. Not sure if he's still there or not, or if he's gained any positions since. Maybe he's lost more spots, but points leader Ricky Craven is mid-pack. 178 truck up on the outside. Hornaday gets by him quickly on the bottom. He's already only 5.5 seconds off the race lead. Hornaday's got to be burning so much more fuel than everybody else with how quick he has been running. He's pacing to be a couple laps shy. I almost wonder if it's possible to just gap everybody as quick as possible, go fuel only, and still try to cycle out in the lead. That'd be a little risky, though, because he's not in the lead yet, and there's only 46 laps to go. This time by a little contact. The 110 moves the 135 up the track, 3 wide on the bottom. Goes the 6 truck of Hornaday, trying to get by. He clears the 110. Now he side drafts the 135 just a bit before entering turns 1 and 2. Gets by both the lap trucks. John Hamilton still held on to the lead for quite some time. Nearly 3 wide on the front straightaway. A lot of battling going on up there. Not sure if any of it's for position or not. John Hamilton's a little bit up ahead of it. Now they're 3 wide, and I think Chase Montgomery's the truck in the middle. It's second place. Still 3 wide going into the corner. There's some contact up there. I think Ricky Craven in the 99 truck just got the wall off of turn 4. Craven did. Now he's going down to try and block as much as he possibly can. Craven is losing a bunch of spots right now. Hornaday to the inside of the 99. Hornaday moves him up out of the way. Oh my goodness. I think he lost another spot to Terry Cook. Oh, but Cook just got the wall off turn 4. Craven might get that spot back again. Hornaday's bullying Ricky Craven. Ricky's one of the nicest guys, I feel like, in the NASCAR Cup Garage and NASCAR history. I feel bad that's the driver we're having to do that to. And after all this, the top 4 within 1.5 seconds of the lead. With 42 laps to go. Oh, Montgomery just completely missed the corner. Hornaday going to get underneath him through turns 1 and 2, side by side for third. One, two, three. Kevin Harvick Incorporated at the front of the field. Hornaday on the inside of his teammate Marvin Shep for second. Door to door off turn 4. Uh-oh, big slide going into the corner. Hornaday lost the handling of his race truck. He came in just a bit too hot. He's trying to block the 18. Hanging on for third. The 178 truck is just up ahead. John Hamilton might have made contact with him. It was pretty close off turn 4. 40 laps to go. Hornaday to P2. He'll get around the 178 truck a lot quicker than John Hamilton did. And he's only 0.7 of a second off the lead. As Chase Montgomery and Marvin Sheth got held up by the 178 behind. A lot of clearance now for the 6. Another lap truck that John Hamilton is closing in on as well. And Hornaday is there. With 39 to go, he has caught John Hamilton in a hurry. And not wanting to waste any time, so he has a shot to still get the most laps led, but he overdrives the corner trying to get underneath him. Starting to get a little loose to run the apron for really the first time all race. I wonder if some of that is because of that invisible curb or whatever that is down at the bottom of the track, whatever glitch that is on the inside off turn 4 might be costing Hornaday and tire wear. Hamilton led that last lap, but off turn 2, Ron Hornaday is back in the lead at New Hampshire. With 38 laps to go, now, can he save enough fuel to make it to the end? He needs to build a gap over John Hamilton first, and then he's going to go into fuel conservation mode. He had to burn a lot of fuel to pass as many trucks as he did to go from 29th back to first during this run, but he has done it. Quickly gapping Hamilton as well as he's out to 1.2 second lead. Another big power slide. Reminds me of Tony Stewart. He's fast on the radio. He was like, "You're kitty kitty." What race was that he said that? Was that the All-Star race? In 2009? I feel like it was. The fact that Hornaday was able to get away with the shenanigans he played earlier in the race and still potentially have a shot to make it on one stop and win this race. Slid the corner entry that time and he cost himself on corner X as he scraped the wall, but there is a very good chance that Hornaday can win this race. He's either going to win this race and lead the most laps, or he's going to lead the most laps and lose the race trying to stretch it on fuel to the very end. He's burning up the tires quite a bit too, and we still have 32 laps to go because he's not able to hold the car down on the apron like he once was. Time to time he can, but he's really got to be perfect in the middle of the corner. Keep that truck I should say, steady. I think so. I thought it was that race. That was one of the greatest All-Star races of all time, in my personal opinion. The 09 All-Star race. We've seen 4 drivers drop an engine today. We've seen 1 driver have an engine issue and come back out on the track, which is the 178, who is currently still on the track. Trying to pick up some more positions. He's not in contention to win the championship, but still felt like trying to improve his points position as much as he can here in these closing races this season. It's probably a lot closer in points towards the back of the field, knowing that it's only a 25 race season compared to the Busch and the Cup Series being 35 and 36 races. Ron Hornaday just clinched the most laps led that time by at the line with 29 laps to go. He's got a 4.6 second lead off the exit of turn 2. Still trying to pull away. Hasn't really gone into the fuel saving mode yet. He's really trying to get out to a massive lead first. And that right front tire is definitely starting to wear out at this point in the run. It was starting to at about this point in the run in the last run too, maybe even a little bit later. Quarter tank of gas left with 28 to go. I don't think, even if Hornaday saves, I don't even think he can make it to the end. I don't know that it's possible. A little contact with a couple trucks off the exit of turn 4. Maybe he's still banking on there potentially being a caution. I really don't want to pit again. I'm just scared, though, if I save and then have to pit still, at the end, we're going to lose more positions than if I were to just run it as far as I can and then pit. We'll see. Maybe there will be a caution. Maybe there won't. 26 laps to go. Big dive by Hornaday getting into turns 3 and 4. Trying to get around Kluver. A little contact. He's like Roman's racing. My crew chief usually chastises me for making contact, even if it's my fault or not. I think that might have been because Kluver had hit us earlier in the race, and then the crew chief was like, yeah, well, it's alright if we slid into him on accident that time. He hit us earlier. Usually the crew chief doesn't condone that stuff. Maybe he realizes the point situation Hornaday's in, and he's like, you know what, I don't care. Just try to win this championship at all costs. I don't even know that I want to waste time with the right side tires. I mean, the Picker already messed up on the only stop of the race, too. Remember, it was a 20.4 second pit stop. Second pit stop for Hornaday when he did hit pit road. That costed him a little bit of time as well. Hornaday trying to get to the outside of the 178. Got the back of him and up into the outside wall. That's going to cost him a bit of time. He had a big run on him. And he tried to go high. The 178 went high and he was so slow. Hornaday ran into the back of him and now he's less than 7 seconds ahead again. Lost about 2 seconds of his lead. Not something he needs in this situation. Outsider, welcome to the stream. Just got here for the excitement. Yeah, this is only race 1, too. We still have another race at Las Vegas on the stream yet for the Truck Series. Hornaday trying to put Bobby Hamilton Sr. a lap down right now. We've got a fuel mileage race at New Hampshire. We had a caution on lap 3. It's the only caution we've seen this entire race, which has put everybody in this fuel situation. And we have 21 laps to go at the line now. I think it's fair to say Hornaday is not going to be able to make it to the end. Again, it's a shame because he's been so fast. $20 to go. How many of the other cars that are on the lead lap right now are going to be able to make it on just that one stop as well, though? I don't think they all will. So that could save Hornaday a little bit position-wise as well. He's got a 9-second lead. He's still growing this lead out as much as he can before he has to pit. Big slide. That's not going to help. A little costly. Being very aggressive with this line in the middle of the corner. 1/8 of a tank of gas left with 19 to go. $18 laps left at the line. Will we get a second caution in today's race? Hornaday's got a 10-second lead. I think he could definitely get a half a lap ahead before he pits. He's still going to lose the lead, knowing it's just a 1-mile racetrack. He's got to hope his pit crew does not make another mistake, though. So that way, even if Hornaday doesn't win, he still gets as many positions as possible. Remember, the top 3 streak is on the line. Hornaday's finished top 3 in 4 straight races. He's had the fastest truck all day today. It'd be a shame if he didn't win. I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot he could have done. How much fuel he's burning as he slides going into turns 3 and 4. He's going to pit this time because he lost a lot of time on corner entry. Hornaday going to bite the bullet. He's going to pit early in the run, and he's going to go no tires, and he's going to go just a half can of fuel. No damage for repair. Gas and go for Ryan Hornaday. Needs to be a clean stop. They get the gas can in 5 seconds. I don't know if they got the car full of fuel. It was estimated to be about 7.5 seconds, and it was only a 5-second pit stop. Left front tire wearing out. Gas and go only. Hornaday in 8th. He's got the fastest truck. Now he's got 10 seconds to try and make up on his teammate Marvin Sheth with 15 laps to go. Contact going into turn 1. They're 4 wide with a bunch of lap trucks. Now they're still 3 wide. This is a gaggle. Hornaday needs to get through this fast. Everybody else still in fuel strategy mode and fuel saving mode. Hornaday on the bottom trying to dive underneath the 38 truck of Brandon Witt. He'll pass him for 7th. He'll get another truck for 6th in the middle of the corner. Yeah, we don't know who has to pit, who doesn't yet. Little contact. And that was a pass for 5th place, so Hornaday back inside the top 5. Right rear getting worn. I think Hornaday can make it on fuel. I think a half can is enough, even if they didn't get it all the way full with the half can. Lester holding up Hornaday back straightaway. Big time blocking going on. Hornaday trying to get to the inside. He is lacking for grip right now in these tires. He pushed him really hard before he pitted. Trying to get away from the 22. Battle for 4th right now. Lester trying to side draft the right rear corner panel of Hornaday's race truck. Hornaday clear into 1 and 2. Slides up in front of him. 12 laps to go. 6.8 seconds off the lead. That 2 seconds, though, of 2.5 seconds less of fuel that they might have put in the car, if it's enough to still make it to the end, that could be a 2.5 second difference in Hornaday potentially winning the race. Tried to get to the apron, he just couldn't get the truck down there that time. 3 wide. 2 lap trucks on the outside. Chase Montgomery to the lead off turn 4. Marvin Sheth is no longer the leader. And despite the dominance by Kevin Harvick Incorporated today, I think that's going to be 5 bonus points for Montgomery leading his first lap. He came in 4th in points after an engine failure at Richmond in the last race. 9 to go this time by, 4 seconds off the lead. 178 truck is up ahead. They'll probably catch him one more time after this before the end of the race yet. 178 just got in the wall off the exit of turn 4. Makes way for the 2 trucks to get around him on the bottom. Hornaday struggled to get around the 178 the last time he was there. All 4 tires in the yellow right now. 6th place isn't bad though. Eight to go. I don't think the 133 ran out of gas only because I'm still in 4th. I think Montgomery just flat out caught up and passed him. He might be trying to save though, and that could be a reason why Montgomery had passed when he did. He also could have got held up behind the 178 truck, which could be a possibility as well. A little contact in the middle of turns 3 and 4, and now Hornaday getting body slammed off the exit of turn number 4 as well. It's costing him time. He was only about a 10th or 2 quicker than the leaders that last lap with the contact he made in 3 and 4. Needs to get through these lap trucks a little bit cleaner, even though that wasn't really his fault. .103 moving up out of the way for Hornaday. 2 lap trucks and 3 lead lap trucks still back there. And it looks like the 99 truck of Ricky Craven is the first truck 1 lap down. And remember, a caution late enough in this race could end the race as well. And if we see trucks running out of gas, that could cause the yellow. Craven giving Hornaday a lot of room. Maybe too much room. He might lose a position off the exit of turn 4. Craven side by side on the outside of another race truck. 5 laps to go. 1.4 seconds off the lead. Hornaday is fast enough. He needs to get around his 2 teammates as well as Chase Montgomery. Can the leaders make it on fuel to the end of the race as well as they come to 4 to go this time by? 4 more miles to try and get it done at the Magic Mile. Quarter tank of gas left for Hornaday. He's good to the end. He already topped off. Well, he didn't top off, but came in for a half a can when he thought he had a big enough of a lead to try and get back into it. He's on the inside for 3rd on the back straightaway of John Hamilton, who's lost a couple spots. He's no longer in the lead. He's no longer in 2nd or 3rd. Three laps to go. Hornaday on the bottom of the 133 truck. He's going to go deep into turn 3. They'll be coming to 2 laps to go this time by. Hornaday slides in the middle of the corner. That lost him a lot of time there. 1 lap truck right in front of Chase Montgomery. He's going to pull up out of the way, it looks like, off the exit of turn 2. And they are going to be coming to the white flag this time by. 1 lap to go. Marvin Sheth might have gotten squeezed a little bit by the lap truck on the outside. Hornaday gets into the lap truck off the exit of the corner. That cost him a little bit of time. He's got 2 corners to try and catch Montgomery. Montgomery goes wide. Chase Montgomery gonna go wide. Hornaday just put him in the wall off the exit of turn 2 and is trying to get away from him. Hornaday with a bump and run as he runs Montgomery in the wall off turn 2 to take the lead on the last lap. Hornaday is gonna win Never mind the fuel mileage, he still comes back to win the race. A clutch win for the 16 with 7 races to go. Chase the 18 truck up the track after Montgomery left the bottom open, overdriving the corner. He wanted to make sure he wasn't going to make the corner. Kind of stuffed him in the wall for good measure. And went on by to win. We had a lot of drama in the second half of this race. This was wild. I feel like there were so many insurmountable odds that Hornaday just kept coming back every single time and ended up winning the race. That's unbelievable. And 3 of the 4 Kevin Harvick Incorporated trucks finished in the top 4, and the only outlier was Kevin Harvick, who was in the top 10 most of the day before blowing an engine earlier in the race. Been waiting for the music. Well, the music was playing, and Hornaday deserved the win because he did lead a bunch of laps in this one. He might not have had to put Montgomery in the wall, but he just wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to be able to risk maybe getting dumped in the final quarter himself or whatever. He wanted to end it right there and then. But he got the win, and we still have one more race on the doubleheader. Yeah, we are going to Vegas next, so don't go anywhere. And we'll check out the point standings after we get through the finishing results. But Hornaday leads 101 laps in tonight's race at New Hampshire, en route to, I believe, win number 6 on the season. Actually, that is the 5th win of the season for Ron Hornaday. And it is the first and 4 races. Chase Montgomery finishes second, led 10 laps today. And I think the only 10 laps he led was when he took the lead away from Hamilton late. Marvin Sheth ends up finishing in 3rd place, led 28 laps. John Hamilton led the second most laps with 57 laps, led in 4th place. Brandon Witt rounds out the top 5. Eubanks finishes in 6th, Parker 7th, Bill Lester 8th, Deborah Renshaw 9th, and Van Dyke rounds out the top 10. We had 14 trucks finish on the lead lap. And Ricky Craven finished in 15th. So, first truck 1 lap down was Craven. Remember, way back at about lap 99 to lap 102, Ron Hornaday was holding Ricky Craven up trying to save gas on the first run. Ended up all being for naught because he had to pit again at the end of the race anyway. And he ran out of fuel, staying out a little too long, holding up the 99 of Craven. But he held him up enough. Craven was 4th through 6th all day until that, and ended up falling back as far as 18th. He got back up to 15th, but still finished a lap down. So that did cost him. And on a day where Hornaday gets a max points day, that couldn't have been any better for the 6 team, as he's going to gain quite a few points and cut into that 253-point deficit. Chad Chafin blew an engine first, finished last with only 31 laps completed. Fletcher DNF today. Kevin Harvick, who saw blew an engine at lap 86, he finished 34th. Eimelman finished 33rd with an engine failure. Fisher DNF'd. And then Chapman DNF'd. Shigeki Hattori ended up DNFing. Jackson was the truck that actually finished the race on being down a cylinder, because at one point he was out of the race and then came back in from the garage after the engine failure. He ended up finishing 49 laps down in 29th, so we had 7 total DNFs with Jackson coming back in at the end there. 11 lead changes, 1 caution for 3 caution laps. Was way back at lap 3. It was the only yellow. I'm surprised we didn't see more, because we saw a lot of beating and banging throughout today's race all over the racetrack. Hour 41 minutes to get this first race in. 0.6 of a second margin of victory, and 125.12 miles an hour was the average race speed. So 5th win of the season for Ron Hornaday. How about that? I saw you guys going nuts in the chat there at the end too. Train fan, welcome to the stream. I see you in the chat for the first time. Harmony Bear, welcome. Have you ever? Yeah, really. I mean, that was just that was a wild finish. I mean, we had fuel mileage. We had a comeback after running out of gas in the midway point in the race, and we had to come back again a second time there at the end, but we had the truck to do it. If we didn't have that fast of a racetrack, it wouldn't have been done. We had a bad pit stop earlier in the race. We had a 20.4 second 4-tire pit stop at lap 102. We did make that green flag stop. The Las Vegas 350 will be the next race. 146 laps under the lights at the flat Las Vegas Motor Speedway up next. But first we need to take a look at the point standings. Just 6 races to go. Hornaday found a way. There you go. Maybe we'll get to listen to that Victory Lane music again. It is tightening up. Ricky Craven still has an 82-point lead over Brandon Witt, but Witt does close the gap with the top 5 finish. Craven finishing in 15th in race 1. John Hamilton closes the gap as well, finishing in 4th place as he ends up now just 104 out of first. Chase Montgomery, who finished 2nd, came so close to winning. If he would have won that race, he would be 3rd in points over Hamilton. But that cost him 10 points on the final lap. And he's still 4th in the standings, 113 out. The top 4 within 1 race worth of points with 6 races to go. And Ron Hornaday, 181 back. He could score up to 190 points in a race, but you can't outscore by that much. So we're still over a full race worth of points out, but we gained quite a bit in that race. If I do my math correctly, we gained 72 points on Ricky Craven in 1 race. If we keep making big chunks like that, we will get there. And we don't need that every single race either, so that's the nice thing. But we'll see. We'll go in. We got another race. Not waste too much longer. I will update the points at the top of the screen real quick before we get into that next race tonight. Update the top 10. What an epic first race, though. Oh, man. It's going to be hard for race 2 to be that entertaining, but we'll try. Oh, almost messed that up. Oh, I almost messed it up again. I had him 1,113 back. What kind of drama are we going to get in the next one? Alright, points are updated at the top of the screen, and let's get race number 2 underway here shortly. I didn't have to worry about the menu music that time around. There's only one song on the actual soundtrack of this game, and then everything else is just like all instrumental, like EA stuff. That stuff I won't get copyrighted for. I just want to back up to like the main menu. If I have to switch series or something, then that song pops up. Joker's Wild, welcome into the stream. About to get our second race underway today. We're gonna have to guess on this setup. Oh jeez. We have not raced in the Truck Series at Las Vegas yet. It's a flat track. I'm just going to drop the air pressure down. I just want to make sure I have grip, even if it's not the fastest in the beginning. I think as long as I have grip, that's the big thing right now. right, from the rear of the field for race 2, Toxic Punk Youngboy, welcome into the stream as well. Green flag is in the air. Chase Montgomery on the pole. And we're underway at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, under the lights at the old Las Vegas Motor Speedway for 146 laps of Truck Series racing in our second race of the doubleheader. Guessing on the setup for Ron Hornaday today, and hopefully he's got the setup that can last him and allow him to potentially win this race. He's going to be back in traffic, so he just wants it to have grip, but he doesn't want to be overly tight. He's being a little patient at the rear of the field right now on the opening lap, as he isn't going to try to make a pass for position right now. 2x2 in front of him. Montgomery will lead lap 1 and score 5 bonus points from the 4th place spot. The standings only 113 back into the second race of the night. 5 races to go in the championship following this race. We've got a lot of 3-wide racing going on in the middle of the pack. We saw 4 wide at the beginning of the New Hampshire race, and it caused a wreck on lap 3. It was behind Hornaday at the time of it happening. He's got to run on Todd Kluver. He's going to back out of the gas. He's going to wait for this to string out a little bit. It's only a 350-kilometer race. Problem with being back here too, Hornaday could give himself maybe just a little bit more room. Risk potentially getting... He's at risk of getting potentially wrecked if he doesn't give himself enough room. It does feel like the 6 truck has grip. He's not pushing it 100% right now by any means. Todd Kluver has picked up quite a few spots on the bottom lane. He just got shuffled to the outside though in turns 3 and 4 that last time through. This field is not thinning apart at all right now. .219 miler. 3 wide through 3 and 4. Kluver back down to the bottom lane again. Hornaday still 3 seconds off the race lead right now. Oh, trouble! We got a truck in the wall and back across traffic. Hornaday locks the brakes up. That is what we were waiting for, and that's why Hornaday was kind of holding up at the back. It was a 178 truck, and he gets pinballed around. Man. Got hooked by Terry Cook. I think he might have had contact from the truck underneath him. They may have been 3 wide. Pretty big impacts in there. Hornaday's actually got some damage on the front of his race truck right now. He hit the truck in front of him that's checked up immediately following that crash. And we've got 1 truck pulling into the pits that probably has quite a bit of damage, I'd have to assume. Hornaday's coming in just to repair damage on his truck as well. He got into the truck in front of him, so he didn't completely get out of that accident. But a big wreck. And about 4.5 seconds of damage for the 6 truck of Ron Hornaday. He missed the main portion of the wreck, which was good because that could have been a lot more damage on the 6 truck, but he did get into the back of the truck in front of him pretty hard. And you can see the damage on the right front fender. So I'm trying to patch that up real quick. He'll gain 1 position, at least in the pits. He was in last place anyway, so wasn't like he's losing any positions with this. That's probably why he wanted to give himself a little bit more room. It was getting a little wild up there. They were 3 wide for so long, and we didn't see any contact somehow until lap 6. Green flag back in the air. Looks like Shigeki Hattori got to the lead just prior to the caution coming out over the 18 truck of Chase Montgomery. So a single file restart this time. Maybe a little bit more tame, hopefully. Have to see if we get any debris cautions as well. Right now, it doesn't seem like it's the case. Our only caution in the New Hampshire race is on lap 3, and our first caution, race 2 of the doubleheader at Las Vegas, is on lap 6. I can tell Horday's truck's a little bit tighter than what it was before, with that little bit of damage on the right front fender of the race truck. Right front bumper, I should say. 178 trying to go 3 wide to the bottom, but Hornaday was able to get down just in time, and he also makes a pass on the truck on his outside through 1 and 2 as well. Stop driving like my grand... What, being patient? Did you not see the wreck that just happened, Patrick? Yeah, Hornaday is really tight right now. That was pretty costly getting into the back of the truck in front of him. He's having a hard time trying to get this thing to turn now. It was not like that before. I have to make a adjustment change under the first pit stop. Well, he's struggling for right now. We're going to alternate through the different drivers in the field for the first time in race 2. We'll see where Marvin Sheth in the 133 truck is for right now. And currently Sheth is in the 7th place position. Kevin Harvick has another good starting spot for race 2 as he's in 8th place right behind Sheth. Oh, Harvick going 3 wide to the bottom. What a move by Kevin Harvick. Hasn't cleared that truck towards the outside yet. Sheth drove it in deep into the corner, hangs on to it. Sheth was able to run the apron through 3 and 4. And we'll go up to John Hamilton in the 120 truck, who's actually just behind these guys. Picks up a spot, and he's up to 9th. This is aggressive. We want 8 wide racing. If you want to see 8 wide, just go on Interstate 75 in downtown Atlanta. You'll see some 8 wide action. It might not be as fast paced as this. Actually, it might only be about 20 miles an hour stop and go traffic, but it'll be 7 or 8 wide. Hamilton underneath the Marvin Sheth now. On with Kevin Harvick. All 3 of these Kevin Harvick Incorporated trucks just got to swap in positions with each other right now. John Hamilton, Marvin Sheth, and Kevin Harvick. Chase Montgomery, by the way, was able to get back into the lead a couple laps after the restart on Shigeki Hattori. Harvick will make the pass on Sheth for 8th place once again. One more lap and we'll go right back to Ron Hornaday in the 6th truck towards the back of the field. Good lap for Harvick that last time, 31.054. Down on the apron through turns 1 and 2 rather. Notice we were able to run the apron with Marvin Sheth as well. I might consider running the apron with Hornaday. It does seem like there's grip down there. I think the nighttime skies and the cooler temperatures are probably helping the apron become available on this flatter racetrack today. Kevin Harvick up to 6th place, and we'll go back to Ron Hornaday in the 6th, who was in the 32nd place position, so he has gained some positions. I think the Kevin Harvick Incorporated trucks have speed again. Oh, trouble! Big wreck! 1 truck up and over at the back of the pack! Oh my goodness, that was a Michael McDowell Texas 2008 style crash. Oh my goodness. The 108 into the wall, up on his driver's side door, and back down on all 4. He was the truck behind the 6 There's a few truck lengths between himself and Hornaday, and he went for a ride. And Hornaday's going to pit for tires, being at the back of the pack right now. And there's going to be some adjustments on the 6 truck as well. It's a good timing caution. So both wrecks have been at the back of the pack. Caution is out. Hornaday going to top off on fuel while he's down here. It'll take 4 fresh tires, and they're going to put 2 pounds of air pressure and drop a half around a wedge. So a couple different adjustments going on in the 6 team during the first pit stop of the race. Michael McDowell flip was in 09, not 08. I thought it was in 2008. So I thought it was the first full-time year of the car tomorrow. Maybe it was 09. No, wait a minute. I thought David Rudiman was in the 09. Or the 00 and 09. Yeah, it would have been 08 because David Rudiman was driving the Aaron's Dream Machine in 2009. That was the year he won the Coke 600. Anyway, yeah, that was a wild wreck. Single car, just lost it. Flat racetrack, right up the track he went. These are fast speeds on 1.5 miles compared to the flat 1 mile track we saw at New Hampshire in the first race. This being a half mile larger of a track. So exclude the 6 caution laps we've had so far today, Hornaday's going to have about 18 lap fresher tires than the rest of the field. And he was able to make some adjustments for the first time today because remember, there's no practice or qualifying for the 6 team. One of those crappy drivers. Yeah, one of the fantasy drivers. There's 2 fantasy drivers who have kind of caused each of the first 2 accidents. One we had 3 wide, and there was trucks pinballing off each other, which caused the wreck, and then that one he just lost it right on his own and slammed into the wall. Hornaday down to the apron through turns 1 and 2. There is grip down there, at least on relatively fresher tires. I think Hornaday's going to take advantage of that early in the run. It's a good way to get clean air on the nose as well because nobody else is really running down there in front of him. So he gets to the inside of the 137 truck. He's going to definitely try to attack up fresh tires now. He's been very patient in this race prior to that pit stop. But he has a little bit of a tire advantage and he wants to take advantage with it. Truck trying to cross him over that he just passed on corner exit off of turn 4 the lap before. Hornaday down on the bottom of the 119. And the 119 gets up into the wall off turn 4. Allows for Hornaday to easily clear on the front stretch for 34th. Chase Montgomery's holding on to the lead right now. Down on the apron is Ron Hornaday. Got one truck blowing up, heading towards turn 1. Down on the bottom of the track. And oh, it's John Hamilton! One of the contenders for the championship has just blown an engine, and now it looked like Chad Chafin just got the wall off turn 2. Simultaneously, so John Hamilton, third in points, has blown an engine in one of the Kevin Harvick Incorporated trucks. Will now be out of the race. Oh, we've got a wreck off turn 4. One truck is stacked up in the outside wall, and Ron Hornaday's going for it. 3 wide on the bottom into 1. I think that might have been Todd Kluver who got into the wall up there and stacked up a large portion of the back half of the field. Hornaday gained a dozen spots out of it. He's up to 22nd. And they're 3 wide through 3 and 4 again. Oh, contact! Hornaday holds it. Good job by that 62, keeping it off the wall as well, keeping from wrecking in front of the rest of the field. New leader, points leader, Ricky Craven. 5 bonus points if he leads this lap at the start-finish line. He just took the lead through 1 and 2. And that will be bonus points for Craven. Hornaday goes down to the apron. Trying to take a little shortcut on the front stretch that time. So hard to pass at flat Vegas. Not the multi-groove track we know today. Hornaday's making up time, though, on about 18 lap fresher tires. A little contact as he stuffed the truck in the wall, and they're wrecking off turn 4 behind him. Caution's out as the 164 went for a spin. Hornaday caused the wreck. He got a little tight into the corner. It wasn't that he got tight. He just kind of got back in the gas too soon. And he stuffed the truck in the wall on the outside, and then they just got in a jam session behind him. So caution is out now for the 3rd time already in race 2 of our doubleheader. And nobody is going to pit again. I'm shocked. Well, that means Hornaday still has more fuel in his truck than everybody else because he pitted during the 2nd caution. He can't pit during this one because he started it. I didn't see any contact. No, there was contact. I got hung up on him, and I'm lucky I got off of him. Usually I get in that circumstance where I push up the track and I make contact with him and I get turned into the wall, but luckily I didn't get turned. Unfortunately, cars behind me did, but yeah, it could have been a lot worse than what it was, at least for myself. Well, that puts us in the eye of the storm again, right at the back of the field where all the wrecks have happened so far. Green flag back in the air. 3 cautions already in the first 36 laps. Dow's flip was 08 at Texas. I thought it was. We're going to get our 2nd and final field pass out of the way, this time by the start-finish line. Well, never mind. We've got trouble off turn 4. Oh, debris. I see it. That was a mile high in the air and then came back down onto the racetrack. I think it landed on the inside. And that was from the 178 truck. His hood has come off. He was involved in the very first accident of the race. I'm surprised his truck went that far into the race without the debris. And I think there were other trucks that kicked that debris back up into the air. So it's going to be interesting to see. Hornaday is going to pit for tires again if nobody else pits in front of him. And nobody else is pitting, so Hornaday is going to take advantage of it again and pit. Why not? Chance to make more adjustments again. They're going to add 2 more pounds of air pressure. Top off on fuel, 4 tires. And going to take another half round of wedge out of the truck as well. So really trying to loosen up the 6. Got 4 cautions already. Luckily, the 6 truck, for the most part, has kept the fenders clean. I mean, he got into a truck with the right front once, but that was because of a wreck that happened in front of him, and there was a bit of a stack-up. That's the 2nd race in a row the right rear tire changer has made a mistake on the 6 team, and this is not the time of the year to be making some mistakes on pit road. Luckily, nobody else pitted during that caution. I do remember there was one truck that pitted during the, I think it was the first caution of the race. I saw a truck pull out of line and pit. So there is somebody else in the field that has pitted once already, but Hornaday's pit twice now, so he's only got 2 sets of tires left to the end of the race. And we still have 96 laps to go at the line as the green flag is back in the air at Vegas. So more adjustments and even more fresh tires. We've had 4 cautions for about 12 caution laps already, so about 29 lap green flag fresher tires for Ron Hornaday versus the rest of the field. About 29 more laps of fuel he's got in his truck compared to everybody else as well. And again, is going to be looking to take advantage. Surprised nobody cut a tire running over the debris. Chase Montgomery to the lead on Ricky Craven on that last restart. A lot of blocks going on the back straightaway. Hornaday down to the apron on entry into 3 and 4. Oh, and he just about got hooked in the middle of the front stretch by a truck. We got somebody else blowing an engine on the bottom, by the way. And Todd Kluver is blowing an engine. He came in 9th in points. I don't know what that truck on the outside in the middle of the tri-oval was doing. He just turned right into the right rear quarter panel of Hornaday's race truck, about turned him in the middle of the front stretch. I don't know if Kluver might have stalled the pack up when he blew an engine or not. That nearly caused a big wreck. No need a wreck to take speed out of the 6 truck. We know how much speed can be taken out on these intermediate tracks when you get in a wreck. We saw that at California in the Cup race a couple days ago, before we eventually end up DNFing anyway. We also saw it in the Busch race at California. Today up to 31st. Still looking to make some passes. We'll see where Kevin Harvick's at in the field right now. Oh, well, he just got moved out of the way. Oh, man, and we've got a huge pack of trucks coming in as Harvick just got squeezed into the wall with nowhere to go. My goodness. As soon as we swapped to Harvick, he was in the process of getting moved out of the way by another truck. And got squeezed into the wall by oncoming traffic, who really had nowhere to go trying to get around him. That has dropped Harvick now back to 19th. Go 50 laps, you can make it on one more stop. I think we should easily be able to go 50 laps on fuel. I'd expect us to go at least 60. It might just be a one-stopper anyway for everybody else, depending on how these cautions played out. We'll have to see. Hornaday's definitely going to be able to take some sort of advantage, obviously, on fresher tires regardless. Yeah, and John Hamilton DNF'd. So that's going to be another spot points for Hornaday if he just has a decent finish. Move him up to 4th. Jeff O'Dine's going to win. They said Darrell Waltrip was going to win. Harvick trying to get back a couple positions that he had lost with a few trucks on the outside. Underneath Bill Lester, looking to get underneath Terry Cook as well. Harvick was inside the top 10 at one point very early in the day. Slipped up the track on the apron just a little bit. Just kept it off of Terry Cook. There's a big-time side draft in the middle of the corner. Might have pulled Cook back just enough, and Harvick will clear him for 15th on the front stretch. Sends it into turns 1 and 2, down on the apron. Oh, and he kind of clipped the grass. It looked like he clipped the grass. I think that's why he got so loose. Got a little bit too low in the middle of the corner, and he gave up a couple spots he gained just the lap before. He's actually kind of lucky he hit the truck on his outside as square as he did, because I think that really straightened the 92 up a lot sooner than what he probably should have gotten straightened up after making that big of a mistake in the middle of the corner. Gets back by Lester through 1 and 2. We'll swap to Marvin Sheth next lap for about a 4-lap period. Harvick down on the bottom, 3 wide. in the middle of turns 3 and 4, and that will move him up to 14th at the start-finish line as he has cleared both trucks he was battling with. And caution is out in the field. Our 5th of the day. And it is unfortunately Ron Hornaday at the very back of the pack. He looked like he got hit pretty hard. Both into the wall and into the back bumper of the race truck from another truck. So caution's out. Everybody stays out again. That is shocking. We have had 5 cautions. And I think we've only seen 2 trucks pit this entire race. Hornaday twice. And then somebody else once. This caution's going to allow for Marvin Shett to get back into it. Green flag back in the air. He was in 5th. And gets a good launch on the restart as he drives underneath of the 0-4 of Bobby Hamilton Sr. into turn 1. He actually ended up losing a spot on the outside to Shikiki Hattori as Chase Montgomery restarts in the lead. Daryl Cartrip, oh. The Cars version of Daryl Waltrip. Side by side for 5th. Slide job by Shett on the 9 of Hattori. Hattori trying to cross him over in turns 1 and 2. Looks like side by side for 3rd, just up ahead as well. And they'll still be door to door into turns 3 and 4. Shett trying to hold the outside lane again. Oh, contact with Hattori. Great job by Shett keeping it off the wall. And gets back underneath Hattori off the exit of turn 2. Brandon Witt, Bobby Hamilton Sr. battling. And caution is out again at the back of the pack. Our 6th caution of the day. My goodness. Debris off of Ron Hornaday's back bumper. You have to start to wonder if these guys are going to be close to the fuel window. I mean, we're almost halfway home. So many laps have been ran under caution. None of which that I have, like, actually really been involved in. So, I mean, they've all primarily been AI-related accidents. And the field stays out again. And we'll restart at lap 61. The launch from 2nd to 3rd gear is pretty good for Shett, but from 3rd to 4th, not so much. He had to lift quite a bit in the middle of 1 and 2. He started going up the track. Oh, contact off the exit of turn 2. That 178 truck's without a hood, still. So he hasn't pitted since he shedded his debris and after he had wrecked in the first accident. That stacks the field up just a bit more. We'll go back to Ron Hornaday next lap. Chase Montgomery almost gave up the bottom that time into turns 3 and 4. And back to Hornaday we go. Yeah, the back bumper, this 6 truck's in the red, by the way, so we're going to have to be very, very careful. Because I think Ron Hornaday... Alright, well, he can't run the apron with how damaged the car is anymore, unfortunately. So it is a bit too loose. I was able to run the apron before, not anymore. That's unfortunate because he was gaining a lot of time down there when he was running it. Yeah, Hattori's Japanese. He's actually the owner of Hattori Racing in the truck series now. That, I'm trying to think who drives his truck right now. Austin Hill did drive for him. Shoot, I have not been able to watch too many truck races this year. Who's in the 16 this year in the truck series? But that's the same guy. If I'm not mistaken, I think he raced for his own team at this time as well. Tyler Ankrum, thank you. I was having a brain fart on that one. Hornet made up so many points in that last race. 72 with the max points day and points leader Ricky Craven having a 15th place finish. We haven't seen anybody hit pit road except for Hornaday twice and then one other truck hit pit road once. We've seen a lot of cautions. I'm not going to doubt that this race is going to stay caution-free to the end. I mean, it could. We'll see if it will or not. Hornaday's truck is really loose right now with all this damage. He's going almost full throttle all the way around the track because it's so slow with the damage. You can tell he's faster than the trucks at the back of the field, but comparison to the leaders in the clean air, he's losing time to Chase Montgomery. The restart from when Hornaday last pitted was at lap 41. And we've got trucks pitting off of turn 4 right now for the first time today. Lap 70 at the line. We've seen caution in the middle of green flag stops a lot this season. Could we potentially see it tonight? Another truck pitting off turn 4 right in front of Ron Hornaday, and Hornaday ended up getting into the back of him and almost spun himself out. He was unaware he was going to pit. Hornaday had a truck underneath him. Get out of the way at the last second. Now these guys that are behind him are going to have fresher tires, so he's going to have to kind of try to stay out of their way. Looks like Ricky Craven is back in the lead again. Hornaday gives up the bottom for Terry Cook in the 10 truck to try and get around him. And Cook will clear him off the exit of turn 2. Need turn signals, yeah. Hornaday is 9.9. Oh, and caution's out. Well, that's going to trap all the trucks that just pitted a lap down. And the 121 will shed some debris, and that will bring out caution number 7 already in this race tonight at Vegas. That's a big yellow. Still just shy of the halfway mark. Hornaday can pit. Try to repair as much of this damage as he can, and everybody else who did not pit prior to the caution will pit now for 4 tires and fuel. Gotta make sure they top off. Put a half around a wedge into the race truck as well. Try to tighten it up just a hair. just in case it's still going to be loose again. It's going to be kind of a lengthy stop for Hornaday. He's not looking to gain any positions out of this. One truck will get the free pass, whoever was the first one lap down. Fortunately, we know Ricky Craven didn't pit early. We're about at the halfway mark tonight, so while we are on pit road in the calmness of this race, tonight's trivia question is, Toyota has won the most NASCAR Truck Series races at Las Vegas in history. How many races has Toyota won in the Truck Series? That is tonight's trivia question. How many races has Toyota won in the Truck Series? They're the most winningest manufacturer in the Truck Series at Vegas. How many truck wins at Vegas for Toyota? Hornet's going to have to take care of this truck because a little hit to the back bumper could DNF and blow a fuel cell. And we've got another caution just the first lap after the restart. Well, that did not take long there. Caution flag is out again. And again, it is off the 121. First, his front bumper has come off, and now the hood has come off of the race truck. So that is our 8th caution of the race. This is all AI related. 2, no, again, they've won the most of any other manufacturer. 13 is close. That was a good guess. It is not correct, though. Should have came down just to top off. I mean, we didn't even have a full lap. It wasn't going to be worth losing another spot or two to the free pass trucks. And whoever we beat off pit road before that. Green flag back in the air. Hornaday going to restart at 28th. And we will restart at lap 80. 67 laps to go, it looks like, in today's race. It is not 15. It is not 12 either. It's not 10, not 11. The size he has gotten tonight's trivia question. 14. 14 wins for Toyota in the Truck Series at Las Vegas. That is the most of any manufacturer in the Truck Series all time. And not only that, but also there has only been 30 races in the Truck Series at Vegas, and they have won 14 of them. And they haven't even been a manufacturer the entire time either. So that's highly impressive too. There's a big block by Hornaday going into turns 1 and 2. He did not want to give up the bottom. What speed does the 6 truck have left? They made 3 different adjustments on this truck. He's got 1 set of tires left at the end of the race. It's a little tight and dirty air now, putting that half round wedge into it, but hopefully that means he can run the apron now. Not entirely sure if that's going to be the case. He's going to try the apron. At least on fresher tires, he could probably get away with it. Later in the run, maybe not so much. Toyota's actually won the last 7 truck races at Las Vegas as well. It's a pass for position for Ron Hornaday through turns 3 and 4. He's been in the back half of the field this entire race. Cautions have kind of plagued this 6 truck. He hasn't had as many green flag laps to try and make passes. Might not have had the best setup from the start of the race either. Take a little short cut. Short truck. 3 wide racing off the exit of turn 2 up ahead. Well, they're going to make it. There was a stack up on a restart earlier on turn 4 where Hornaday gained about a dozen spots at the time, so he's waiting for something like that to potentially happen again. Oh, contact! Kevin Harvick and the 137 truck got together. Guys are all stacking up. Hornaday is going to be 3 wide bottom off the exit. Turn 2. Hornaday has been pretty smart with his driving all day today, but he's going to have to start to get more aggressive if he's going to want to pick up spots before the end of this race. He's got 61 laps left. Try to get as many positions as possible to give himself a good point stay. A lot of the trucks he's been passing here over the last couple laps have been lap trucks. He's taking a peek, may go 3 wide into turns 3 and 4. All the way down to the apron. He's going to clear his teammate Kevin Harvick for 26th. Underneath the 135 truck potentially for position as well. I thought Harvick was going to try to go up the middle 3 wide there for a second. Thought better of it. And Hornaday is up to 25th. Feels like the truck is a little tight on corner entry, but everywhere else in the corner seems to be fine. Doesn't seem to... I thought for a second I was going to lose it there. A little bit of a bobble in the middle of the corner almost costed Hornaday a spot. There's a fine line there he's trying to hit. A lot better through 1 and 2 that time. I don't know who's leading right now, but it looks like one of the fantasy drivers is out in front of the field. Hornaday doesn't really think that he's got a truck capable of winning this race. The hope is right now is that he can at least just get a good finish out of it. Maybe potentially beat Ricky Craven depending on where Craven's at in the field. Down on the apron goes Ron Hornaday through turns 1 and 2. If he's perfect, hits his marks, gets into the gas at the right time to try to maximize the amount of time he is on throttle to help him on the straightaways, the truck has some speed in it. That's where he's really gaining the most time and he's making passes for position. It's a lot easier to get the clean air down on the apron. That grip is not going to be there on the apron the rest of this race, though. We have too many laps left for the finish. Wasn't quite able to get the truck to stick to get around the 103 that time either. Good little run on the front stretch, though, and he's underneath him. They try to make a pass into turn 1. Sends it down to the apron. With all 4 tires, makes a pass. Mike Head, welcome to the stream. Hornaday all clear. That's for 23rd. Hornaday up into the wall. Brushed it just a bit. That cost him a little bit of time. He does hold on to 23rd. He didn't lose a spot out of it, luckily. We've had 8 cautions so far in today's race. I don't think it's going to stay green to the end either. I think with all the cautions so far, though, it is seeming as if these drivers are going to be able to make it on fuel on one stop, at least those that did not pit any under most of the yellows, but they pitted all during the 7th caution. Nobody pitted during the 8th yellow to top off again. They'll just kind of maintain track position. I will say tightening the truck up seems to be the right call for Hornaday because he is able to go to the apron where he couldn't on the last run because it was a little too loose. So he is able to take literally the shortest way around. Plus, he gets a little bit of clean air every time he's pulling down there because nobody else is willing to make that aggressive of a line. It's just so tough to complete the passes at Old Vegas with how flat this track is, though, too. Into turns 1 and 2. Hornaday on the apron. Underneath Shigeki Hattori. Hattori led laps at one point in this race today, but is danger of losing a spot outside the top 20 as it is. Hornaday has cleared him off turn 4 for 22nd. Hornaday 3.5 seconds back. Another fantasy driver leading. We've had quite a few fantasy drivers leading here in recent laps. 3 wide. Goes Hornaday on the apron through 1 and 2, trying to pick up as much time as possible as he's looking to get inside the top 20. Still 3 wide down the back straightaway. Problem with running so low in the corner, too, is that Hornaday's not getting the corner exit speed and the straightaway speed compared to the trucks that are on the outside of him. He clears the 123, and I think he's going to clear the 164 car in the middle of the front stretch. So 123 kind of side drives him a little bit. Correct me if I'm wrong, this might be the first time Hornaday's been in the top 20 today. Getting as close to that grass as possible without touching it in the middle of the corner, really trying to shortcut the corners. Looking for every little bit of speed possible. This late in the season, you can't afford to just back off in the late going of a race, especially when you're not in the points lead. Hornaday's looking like he's going to gain 1 spot regardless with John Hamilton blowing an engine, but he doesn't want to lose points to the points leader even if he is going to end up getting a spot. Has a run on the front stretch, gets to the inside of Bill Lester. It's taken him a long time to get the hang of this racetrack. First time in the truck series that we have ran here all season. He's all clear on Lester through turns 1 and 2. Clean pass for 18th, so he's in the top half of the field. Taking the shortcut on the front stretch as well. Down to the apron. There's a lot of traffic in front of him, too. 46 to go. Got a Mike Head and a Michael Head, yeah. As far as I know, I think they're 2 different people. Starting to lose the trucks in front of them. They are 3 wide. The more they battle side by side and 3 wide for position, the more of a chance Hornaday's going to have of catching them. .78 going up to try and side drive. He still might be without a hood. I think he's definitely truck Hornaday could eventually get around for position. Hornaday flatlines it going into 3 and 4. Gets to the inside of the 116, runs him up the racetrack. Risky to do that on the 1.5 miles and bigger. Guess it panned out that time. Not something he wants to continuously do. I think it's the first time he's actually made contact with a truck getting through the field since the restart. Relatively clean down to the bottom of the track. So close to the grass. He is really risking it. If he clips it, he's just going to get sideways. And if he's got a truck on his outside, good luck. But he does make a pass on the 178 truck with that line. It's an aggressive line. It works, though. Helps with this track being so flat. The transition from the banking to the apron isn't that drastic either. That really allows for the truck to be able to stick that low in the middle of the corner. It does seem like Hornaday's a little bit better in turns 1 and 2 versus 3 and 4. This little pass made for position. May get underneath Terry Cook, potentially for a spot as well. He didn't aggressively side draft him there. Otherwise, I think he would have had a shot. Into 1 and 2. He dive bombs again on the bottom of the track. Sticks the car on the apron. Somebody is blowing up. That's going to be a position, whoever it was one of the fantasy drivers up at the front of the field. Who was just blowing an engine. And Ron Hornaday's up to 13th. This is as high in the running order he has been all day long. Just 39 laps to go at the start-finish line. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. Hornaday tries to eat his way through the field. I think Chase Montgomery's just a couple spots ahead of Hornaday, another driver in the point standings that's just ahead of him coming into the race. Hornaday is about 2.9 seconds off the race lead right now. Ron Hornaday's finished in the top 3 5 races in a row, so that streak is definitely hanging in the balance. Oh, he got loose that time in 1 and 2. He got really loose. He didn't clip the grass, but I think we're getting to that point in the run. They're starting to lack for grip down there just a little bit more. Held on through 3 and 4. Got to be careful not to slide the truck too much. A lot better through 1 and 2 that time. Stayed steady. Stayed steady through 3 and 4 as well. Hornaday going up the track. He's going to get in the wall. Don't want to do a Dale Jr. Oh, no! Trouble! Hornaday got hooked. I might have moved up. I think I did. Jeez Louise. That was tough to tell if I moved up or if Terry Cook was there and moved down to try and side draft. I'm staying out. I am staying out. And that is caution number 9 in this race. These tires are going to be extremely worn, though, after that slide. Green flag back in the air. A lot of fantasy drivers towards the front of the field right now. And this restart is with just 31 laps to go. I don't know that Hornaday is going to be able to stick the apron anymore. Mainly because of that big slide. Big block off turn 4. 6 truck was clear. 30 laps to go at Vegas. I feel guilty staying out, but they might wreck up ahead. They are 3 wide off the exit. Oh, trouble! Hornaday misses it to the bottom. Deborah Renshaw was able to save it. If she would have kept turning down the racetrack, she would have clipped the 6 truck. I think Chad Chafin in the 30 got stuffed into the wall on the outside as they were 4 wide off the exit of turn 2. That moves Hornaday inside the top 10 for the first time. And we do continue to stay green following the near accident. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Ricky Craven has taken the lead a lap and a half after the restart as well. Hornaday has not had a great truck all day. This team has worked and worked and worked to get to where they have gotten, making 3 different adjustment changes during the race after not being able to practice or qualify. Just passed 2 lap trucks through turns 1 and 2 that time, trying to keep pace with the top 9 in front of him. You hope with all the damage that the 6 truck has had that he does have some sort of speed that he can keep up with the leaders, because I don't know that he necessarily does. There's a wiggle. In the wall. I was waiting to see if he was going to get up into it or not. And he did. And he's going to get in the wall again off turn 4. He's got to reel it in. Back to 12th. Still 26 laps to go. This truck is definitely starting to free up as the run goes on. It's freeing up enough to where Hornaday's having a problem trying to run the apron. But when he's not on the apron, he gets a little too tight in the dirty air. Nice little run through 1 and 2. He's only 2 seconds off the lead. But again, the problem is, even though Hornaday has rallied and looks as if he can get a good finish in today's race. Oh no, and we've got trouble again off of turn 4. Big wreck, Hornaday involved, and he is going to have to pit after that one. Massive crash off turn 4. He's got heavy damage now. Got tight into the 64 truck, and around he went. And a lot of trucks piled in with nowhere to go off the exit of the corner. The tires were cooked after the spin before that. But he's back down onto pit road. He only has 1 set of tires left. I usually wouldn't use it in this situation, but we're going to have to use it. And take a half round of wedge out of the truck too. Tale of 2 stories in 2 different races tonight for Ron Hornaday, and this one, unfortunately, has not gone his way pretty much slowly from the start. Somehow, he has not DNF'd. He's only really been involved in 2 wrecks for my own fault today, and they've each been the last 2, unfortunately. And Hornaday's going to have to go to the back. I don't think these tires are even going to really do much considering how much damage is on the 6 truck. But last set of tires. I usually don't pit for fuel in tires in this situation. I'm kind of in a dire need here to try to keep this points battle alive right now. And I hate going against my own rules, but we'll see. He's going to be way back in the pack anyway. Ricky Craven still in the lead. Green flag back in the air. And Hornaday will be in 30th with 21 laps to go. And he did not take off well in the restart. He hasn't really taken off well in the restarts at all today. Oh, we've got trouble off turn 2. Big wreck and a stack up. And Hornaday is going to gain a bunch of spots. 3 wide to the apron and 3 and 4. And Ron Hornaday's up to 2nd. Are you kidding me? And will we get any cautions for debris that have happened? What a turn of events! Oh my goodness! He's 4 seconds off the race lead, but he's side by side for 2nd with Brandon Witt. And he's ahead of the points leader, Ricky Craven. It just goes to show anything can happen. I think they were battling for the lead off turn 2, and they just about all wrecked. Caution's out, and this is going to bunch the leaders back up again. Oh my goodness, what has just happened? Debris bringing out, I believe, caution number 11 in tonight's race. When you thought the championship battle for Hornaday was about over, hold on just a second. Because it is not over yet. My goodness. Witt was barely in front of him when the caution came out, so Hornaday will be in 3rd. There's a lot of trucks still with damage after that big pileup. Do you believe in miracles? Oh my goodness. We have to watch out though, because that could happen again. Green flag back in the air. Hornaday needs to get to the bottom quickly. Everybody's hanging him out to dry. He's going to get to the bottom. Look at Ricky Craven going 3 wide to the inside. Craven trying to get back to the lead. What a restart by that 99 truck, by the way. Caution's out again. Back in the field off turn 2. I believe our 12th caution of the race. And I think that is the most cautions we've had in a truck race this season. And we are running out of laps. Unfortunately, Craven got around Hornaday on that restart. And the debris came off of one of the lap trucks at the front of the field. I don't know. Craven might have actually gotten to the lead. What a restart if Ricky Craven got to the lead. He restarted in 4th. He got to the bottom so quickly. He is in the lead. My goodness. What resiliency from Ricky Craven. Green flag back in the air again, and we're only going to have 11 laps to go. Craven's got a lap truck on his inside on the restart. And Brandon Witt's going to get to the inside of him. Witt down low underneath Craven for the lead. Hornaday almost lost the bottom, but about turned himself off the 153 truck. Needs to get to the inside. He's fighting his way down there. Making a lot of contact. Hornaday getting really tight. Remember, his truck has a lot of damage. One truck in the wall off turn 4. Behind him, caution's out. Caution's out. He almost turned himself off the 0-4, but the caution came out off turn 4. And looked like more debris off the 152. Hornaday about wrecked. And he lost a lot of momentum on the front stretch after trying to pull a block. His truck's got damage. He's got to hold on for dear life here at the finish. And we have less than 10 laps to go in the restarts. That means the lap trucks will be behind all the lead lap trucks this time around. And I believe that is caution 13. And I think Ricky Craven might be the truck in front. 2 trucks in front of Ron Hornaday, it appears. Green flag back in the air. 7 laps to go at Las Vegas. Caution again on the restart. Oh my goodness. We're going to have even less laps left. We can't even get a lap in without any debris from that massive pileup that took out about half the field. Probably close to 24 laps ago now. That's not going to end the race. But we're getting down to it to where any yellow could end the race at this point. From here on out. And this next restart could be the final one. Green flag back in the air. 3 laps to go at Vegas. Hornaday just trying to protect right now. Oh no, he got out of the gas. He had to go wide. Squeezes the Ford truck. Oh, he turns himself off of turn 2. Trying to get back up onto the raceway. What a save down in the grass by Ron Hornaday. He lost a couple spots, but it could have been a lot worse. He's still in the top 10. Brandon went to the lead with 2 to go. That was an aggressive block by Hornaday. And he almost costed himself. Blocking all the way to the apron in 3 and 4. Struggling with the handling in his truck as they're coming to the white flag this time by. He'll fall back to 9th. He's got 3 wide behind him. No cautions on the final lap. Brandon Witt, second in points, leads this race. Hornaday just trying to hold on for a top 10. Pushing hard through 3 and 4. Not quite going to get to the inside of the next truck in front of him. And it's going to be a 9th place finish for Ron Hornaday. He'll take a top 10 the way this one went. He will live to survive another day in the points championship. He'll lose points to the points leader, Ricky Craven, but I think he'll move up in the standings. And Brandon Witt is going to win a wild race at Las Vegas. Second win of the season for Brandon Witt. Jeez Louise, man. I thought when we had that big wreck and I had all that damage, I thought we were guaranteed we were just going to finish 30th. I thought we were going to finish last on the lead lap. We were going to finish 30th, have no speed. We didn't have speed, but they all about wrecked after the restart. We got up to 2nd, and we kind of free fell after that back to 9th, but we could have potentially dodged a bullet tonight at Las Vegas. Because if Ron Hornaday would have lost this championship at season's end, and we would have finished 30th tonight, that probably would have been the reason why. But he survives, he gets a 9th place finish, keeps the top 10 streak alive, and on to Martinsville where he won at earlier this season, so there we go. 3 laps led for Brandon Witt today. He led the final 3 laps on that last restart, and that was it. Marvin Shett finishes 14th today. And he ends up, led 14 laps, finishes at 2nd. Ricky Craven finishes 3rd, 30 laps led for him. Simpson finishes 4th. Van Dyke rounds out the top 5. Chase Montgomery led 53 laps today. He led the most laps in finishing in 6th. Bobby Hamilton Sr. finishes 7th. Claiborne 8th. Ron Hornaday 9th with no laps led. And Terry Cook rounds out the top 10. Teammate Kevin Harvick 19th. We'll take a look at the DNFs. We had it looks like 3 DNFs. George Teague, Todd Kluver, and John Hamilton, all blue engines. Hamilton came in 3rd in points. Blue an engine with no laps led. Last place finish for him. That might take him out of championship contention. What a wild set of races tonight. Oh man, my neck is super tight right now. So 5 races to go. 200 laps to Martinsville. The Kroger 200 will be the next truck race. I think we have, trying to think of the tracks left in the truck series. Martinsville, Atlanta, Texas, Phoenix, Homestead, I believe, are the last 5 races. So we still have 3 more mile-and-a-halfs. I've got to get better at the mile-and-a-halfs. We dodged a bullet tonight, finishing 9th. Martinsville could be good for us. We haven't raced at Phoenix in the Truck Series yet, but we won the Cup race there earlier in the season. I think we had a top 10 in the Busch Series, so that could be a good run. Potential win. How the short tracks have gone for me. We won the last 1 mile track at New Hampshire, so Phoenix could work out well for us as well. So Hornady's 213 points out of first again, unfortunately. He does move up to fourth. He's the highest running Kevin Harvick Incorporated truck now. Unfortunately, so he gained 72 points in race 1, but then in race number 2, it looks like we lost 32 points. So a net gain of 40 points between both races tonight. Not bad. We moved up 1 spot, the standings total tonight. Probably going to need a DNF out of Ricky Craven still. Brandon Witt with the win, though, closes even more, even though Craven finished 3rd. And Chase Montgomery, who led the most laps, finished 6th today. So top 3 within 1 race worth of points still. And I wouldn't count the 3 Kevin Harvick Incorporated trucks out if Ricky Craven, especially DNFs. Might need Brandon Witt to DNF too. Bobby Hamilton 316 back. Now that we only have 5 races to go, I feel like it's only down to the top 6 at this point. I was kind of throwing Bobby Hamilton in contention going into the night, but he didn't really gain many points. I think he actually lost points between both races, because I think he was in the high 200s like coming into the night. But Ricky Craven trying to win a Truck Series championship for the first time in his career. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will see you guys tomorrow night. We'll start our chase for the Cup on the Nextel Cup Series side of things and our Do It for Dale series on NASCAR 06 tomorrow. That will start at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys for that race. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as well. 31 likes on tonight's stream. Greatly appreciate you guys hitting that like button. And again, be sure to subscribe. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.